Hey guys, Sports Check Down, back at it with another video. And today I want to discuss a dark horse team for the NBA bubble playoffs. And you guys probably know who the team is because I'll probably put it in the title. And that's the Dallas Mavericks. And I've seen a lot of people put Houston Rockets as a dark horse team. Well, I wouldn't put Houston as a dark horse team because I believe they're a contender along with the two LA teams and Milwaukee. But I think Milwaukee's the worst out of those three teams or those four teams. And so I wouldn't really consider Houston a dark horse team. So I'm putting the Dallas Mavericks as my dark horse team. And as you guys know, they're led by two superstars, or I guess one superstar and one really, really good star. The superstar being Luka Doncic and the really good star being Kristaps Porzingis. Right now, they're facing the Clippers in the playoffs, who I thought were probably the best team in the West, but they just haven't meshed well, and playoff P is not a real thing. Unfortunately, it's pandemic P, and watching what people are saying on Twitter, they're killing this guy, but that's not the point. The Dallas Mavericks have the series at a 2-2 tie, which is surprising. A lot of people didn't see it going this far. I had the series going to 7. I had the Clippers winning, but I feel like there's serious upset potential. And so, I mean, I guess I can't prove that I did, but I'm just saying I did. But Luka Doncic, he hit the game winner recently over Reggie Jackson when Kawhi switched off him. But it's not even that Reggie Jackson's guarding him the whole game. It's mainly the two best perimeter defenders since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, as people have been saying, have been guarding him. But Luka Doncic is the best player in the series right now. I personally think Kawhi Leonard's the best player in the world, but the way Luka Doncic has been playing, he's the best player in the series so far. And Kawhi Leonard can change it, but I'm not sure, we'll have to see. But this is a video focusing on the Mavericks, and so watching them these 4 games, I believe they should really be up 3-1. As in game 1 they got screwed by the refs because they unfairly gave Kristaps Porzingis 2 technicals, not 1 but 2, leading Luka to carry the load all alone, and it just didn't work out, and so they lost game 1. They came back in game 2 and they won, and then they lost game 3, and then game 4 they came back from a 21-point deficit and they won the game. And Luka Doncic was absolutely spectacular. He was playing on a hurt ankle. It was a bum. Like, if you saw him in the game 3, I mean, it did not look like he could walk. He came back after the injury, but he just didn't look the same. So I was really doubting the Mavericks' ability to win the series because of Luka Doncic's injury, but I forgot he's one bad guy, and he just looks spectacular in the series. I don't know what Skip Bayless is talking about, but he's a clown, I guess. Uh, he's saying like Luka isn't clutch. He hit the game winner against Reggie Jackson, and it was a step back 3, and Luka was absolutely spectacular that game. And I feel like there's some serious upset potential, and if the Dallas Mavericks are able to beat the Clippers, which I believe they have a fully good chance to do that, if they're able to beat the Clippers, then it's going to be a easy road to the finals for them, because if they can beat the Clippers, I believe they can beat anybody in the playoffs. And so next round, if they beat the Clippers, they'd either have to face the Utah Jazz or the Denver Nuggets. And going into the playoffs, I was totally wrong about the Jazz. I thought they were the easiest matchup in the Western Conference. Like, if I was any team, I would love to play the Utah Jazz. Like, if I was Los Angeles Lakers, I would rather play the Jazz. If I was the Los Angeles Clippers, I would rather play the Jazz. But right now, as of me recording this, it's August 24th, Mamba Day, and it looks like the Jazz are going to clinch the series against the Nuggets, as it's 3-1, but anything's possible. But so far, what I've been seeing, looks like the Jazz are going to move on to the second round, and kudos to them. And they're going to not face Houston, which has kind of been the team that's been beating them in the playoffs the last few times. And so I'm getting off point. Dallas Mavericks will play the Utah Jazz, and as good as Donovan Mitchell has been, he's been great, actually. Not even been good. He's been spectacular. I just feel like they just won't be able to beat the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks offense is too good. The games I've been watching, it's Mitchell and Clarkson mainly carrying the load, while no one else is doing anything. In Dallas, I've seen different change, and I've seen Kristaps play well, and I've also seen other people play well. So I I don't know. They're the best offense for a reason. So I feel like they could take the Utah Jazz in 6 games or even less. But I don't know. I feel like Dorian Finney-Smith will lock down, or not lock down, but give Utah or Donovan Mitchell some problems. He won't be dropping 50 every other day, like he has been against the Denver Nuggets. And so I feel like the Dallas Mavericks could beat them in 7 or 6 games, and they would go to play whoever is going to be in the Western Conference Finals. And I believe it will be the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's mainly because I don't know if Russell Westbrook will play in the Oklahoma City Thunder series they're against, and if he doesn't play, I just don't think the Rockets can beat them just with James Harden, because James Harden's been great in the series, but in crunch time, when I've been watching him, he hasn't been very good. But that's besides the point. So I think Los Angeles Lakers will make it unless Russell Westbrook comes back 100% in the playoffs, but if that doesn't happen, then I think the Los Angeles Lakers will make it to the Western Conference Finals, and I believe they'll face Luka Doncic and the Mavs. And I feel like I'd have not the Mavericks, the Los Angeles Lakers favored in that series. Um, I'd say the Lakers would win it in 6, but I would not be surprised if the Dallas Mavericks win it. And then they would have to face probably Milwaukee, Boston, or Toronto. I just don't think the Heat are going to make it. And after that, I think their spectacular run will probably come to an end because they're going to be gassed from playing the Clippers and the Lakers. But they do have some serious potential to beat all these teams, especially with Luka Doncic and the way he's been playing. In the EuroLeague, Luka Doncic was absolutely spectacular. He was a Euro MVP. You guys probably know that, and so I have no doubts about his playoff abilities. And even if I had any doubts, they've been proven wrong. So I feel like the Dallas Mavericks are a real dark horse team because the way they're playing the Clippers, they're not scared of them. The way I'm watching Portland, they took Lakers game 1, but I'm predicting they're not gonna win game 5. I think they're on. Yeah, they're not gonna win. No, it's game 4. They're not gonna win game 4. I'm recording this before the game 4 takes place, and Portland just looks a little hesitant and scared to take shots, and looks like they've reached the max they can go. While Dallas just looks confident. Like I didn't think they were gonna lose any of the games from watching their body language, and so I believe they have serious upset potential and they can take out any team in the playoffs. And that's mainly because of Luka Doncic, and they have an excellent coach in Rick Carlisle, and then they also have a great second star in Kristaps Porzingis, who's been playing like an MVP in the bubble. He's been dropping every time I watch a Mavericks game, which granted isn't often, but during the playoffs I watched every Mavericks game. He's been dropping consistent 30-point games, and they've just looked dangerous. They got to work on their defense, or they got to have someone to defend the superstar. So going into the second round against the Jazz, if they make it past the Clippers, because we've seen the matchups they're doing against the Clippers, so I'm not going to go into that. They can have Dorian Finney-Smith guard Donovan Mitchell, and then I don't know who's going to guard Jordan Clarkson, but I think if you guys can just get Mitchell in check, you guys, the Dallas Mavericks will have a good chance of winning the series. Then you go on to the Los Angeles Lakers. Dorian Finney-Smith's going to have his work cut out for him as he'll play LeBron James, and I think Boban would be matched up against Anthony Davis because Boban, every time I've seen Anthony Davis play Boban, which hasn't been enough because Boban doesn't get much minutes, uh, Boban's done a pretty good job. So I think Dallas does have pretty good matchups in their offense. I have no questions about that. And so I think they're a team you guys should watch out for in the playoffs. That's about it.